everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040, bringing to you another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. And today I wanted to discuss and share my thoughts with all of you about what took place on the October 28th, 2024 edition of Raw, with Dominik Mysterio becoming the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. And what does this mean for Gunther's title reign? So, as we saw, with the help of Judgment Day members, Dominik Mysterio defeated a former world champion who turned out to be none other than former Judgment Day teammate Damian Priest. And this is quite a bit of a big deal because Dominik Mysterio is now the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. So at some point, he will challenge Gunther for his world title. So when could this title match take place? It could possibly be at Survivor Series 2024. Now, there's no guarantee that Dominik could necessarily win the world title, but just imagine if he did. Imagine the nuclear heat Dominik Mysterio would get if by some miracle he actually defeated Gunther and became the new World Heavyweight Champion. That would be absolutely mind-blowing. Now, I did do a video a while back about the possibility of Dominik Mysterio ending Gunther's historic Intercontinental title reign, which obviously didn't happen, but I did talk about the possibility that Dominik could beat him. But now here we are once again having a similar sort of conversation, but this time with the world title involved. Now, Dominik Mysterio, for my money, is probably the best heel in the WWE right now. There are very few guys, as I said a while back, who turn heel while still a heel. That doesn't happen very often. Only a couple of guys have done that. And since SummerSlam, Dominik Mysterio has been riding a huge, massive wave of radioactive heat. And, ever since he turned on Rhea Ripley and hooked up with Liv Morgan, he's just gone from being hated to just flat out despised. I can't think of any other wrestler who's currently a heel who has more heat, certainly on a radioactive level, quite like Dominik Mysterio. Now, if WWE really wanted to spit in the face of the fans, imagine someone like Dominik beating a credible champion like Gunther. It would just be absolutely out of this world. I think they would have to double the security because I think the fans would probably jump over the rail and actually kill this guy. That's how hated he is. But, I'm not saying that Dominik doesn't deserve a title opportunity. It's just something I wouldn't really necessarily envision for him. But, for the past 2.5 years, Dominik Mysterio has been quite possibly the best heel in the company. I think if they really wanted to push Dominik to the moon, what better way to do that than defeating Gunther for the world title? Now, that would make things more interesting as far as the Judgment Day is concerned, because, obviously all of the Judgment Day members were all rallying around Dominik and say, yeah, you've got this. You could beat Priest. You could be World Heavyweight Champion. But Finn Balor in the background wasn't exactly best pleased. So how that's going to play out if Dominik was to win the world title would be very interesting. But as of right now, as we speak, Dominik Mysterio is the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title, and at some point he will challenge Gunther for the world title. It could be at Survivor Series. It won't be at Crown Jewel because Gunther already has a match against Cody Rhodes, so they'll probably save the match maybe for a pay-per-view. I could probably see it taking place on a Raw. Personally, I think it should be at a pay-per-view, but we'll see, really. But, Dominik Mysterio, as the World Heavyweight Champion. I can't even imagine that. I can't even begin to imagine the reaction. It would be fun. It would be a lot of fun to see that. So, anyway, that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. How do you guys feel about Dominik Mysterio as the number one contender? Do you think he deserves it? Do you think he has a chance at defeating Gunther for the world title? When do you think this title match could take place? Do you think it could take place on Raw? Do you think it could take place at Survivor Series 2024? And if Dominik Mysterio was to become champion, what does this mean for the rest of the Judgment Day? Could they turn on him? Or could he turn on the Judgment Day, perhaps? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.